we're kicking this show off. We can no intro needed for this episode. It's this episode of Underground that leads into freaking the next Super Show episode, special, but you know what I mean. Which is Super Show 4, which is shaping up to be probably the biggest one we've done so far. And we are kicking this episode of Underground off with a triple threat Extreme Rules match between 3 of the 4 participants in the Hardcore Title Fatal 4-Way match. That'll be kicking off that show. And the first one to come out is the longest reigning Hardcore champion we've ever had in this company, Angelo motherfucking Winters. This is Angelo's first match back since he got taken out by Poseidon months ago, when Poseidon first showed up in the company. And Angelo's had a grudge with Poseidon ever since. And Poseidon's in this match too, so Angelo's probably looking forward to being able to get his hands on the guy who took him out for a while. And He-Man's also in this match too. And He-Man and Poseidon are in a Fatal 4-Way Hardcore title match along with Hulk as well. Angelo never got a rematch for the Hardcore title, that's why he's in it. Poseidon's gunning for singles gold, and I guess he wants to try and become a 2-time Hardcore champion, add to the other ring that he had when he was Hardcore champion in the Magnation. And He-Man's in the match because he was the previous Hardcore champion before he lost the belt to Hulk. Hence he's on the match of the Fatal 4-Way, as I just described. And like I said, Angelo, this is his first match in months, and he's looking to get a rematch, get his Hardcore title back, because he held that sucker for a long ass time. Probably one of the longest title reigns we've ever had in the company. 161 days he was Hardcore champion. And that was the first title Angelo had held in months, besides when he was New Gen US champion for a brief period of time. And here comes a former Hardcore champion, He-Man, who defeated Jason Voorhees for the belt and held it for a whopping almost 3 weeks, which was 19 days, before he lost it to the Hulk. Back at another special that we did, one who was a member of the Avengers team that defeated the Justice League back at the Magnation tribute video that we did. Hulk was a member of the Avengers that challenged He-Man for the Hardcore title, and Hulk ended up winning. Ended up winning his first championship in his company, which was pretty cool. It sucked for He-Man that his first taste of gold, his first title reign was ended so quickly, but that's how it is with the Hardcore title. At least it's not 24/7 rules where you can have a title change every 5 seconds. Thank God, because fourth wall break, if I tried doing the 24/7 thing and I had to do a whole thing where like a million title changes could happen in a span of like 5 minutes, I would lose my fucking mind. And here comes Poseidon, one half of Westeros, along with Khal Drogo, who were at New Beginnings 3 on the pre-show, defeated Kratos and Leonidas. Both the teams have just literally had their first match back together as a team when they in that pre-show match. And we haven't seen Kratos and Leonidas since the pre-show of New Beginnings 3, but I know they're still around, and I know they're probably still pissed with Khal Drogo and Poseidon for that loss. So I'm just expecting them to show up at any minute, any second, if we can want to get payback against Khal Drogo and Poseidon. Right now, Poseidon is laser focused on trying to win himself a title, which would be dope. He has to beat 3 other guys if he wants to become Hardcore champion again. Let's get this triple threat Extreme Rules match underway to start off this freaking show. And Angelo immediately headlocked on He-Man, and Poseidon tried to join in to help him, but he failed miserably there. He-Man dodged and closing from Angelo there. And a headlock by Poseidon on Angelo, and He-Man and Poseidon just with I don't know what the hell that was, Angelo, but it was effective. And now they're ganging up on Angelo again. And now a choke slam from both Poseidon and He-Man to Angelo Winters there. What a way to welcome somebody back to the wrestling ring. And He-Man nailing a headbutt to the back of Poseidon's neck, by the way. Suplex to Angelo by He-Man. Now, Poseidon going to the outside, going for the weapons. First one to do so, while Angelo had He-Man in a headlock and whips him in the corner. And now Poseidon has a steel chair. He-Man getting posted by Angelo, and Angelo just getting cracked over the back of the head by Poseidon with a steel chair. But Poseidon setting the steel chair in the corner, picking up Angelo. Angelo with an armbar on Poseidon. And he whips Poseidon right into that steel chair he had set up in the ring corner there. And now Angelo blocking a kick from He-Man. Belly to back suplex. And now He-Man getting picked up by Poseidon. Go behind by Poseidon. Now Angelo and Poseidon ganging up on He-Man. Suplex the He-Man by Angelo and Poseidon there. Poseidon with a headlock of He-Man again. Now He-Man reversing whenever they try to go for there into a double DDT to both of them. And now He-Man whipping Poseidon into the ropes. And Poseidon blocking whenever He-Man try to go for there in the midsection. And now Poseidon has He-Man up. Try to go for something. Poseidon reversed it into a DDT. I mean, He-Man did. Angelo getting flipped over by He-Man. Now He-Man putting the boots to Angelo Winters there. Now He-Man going to the outside. And Poseidon interrupting him from getting him whipping. And Poseidon just beating the crap out of He-Man on the outside of the ring there. Now Khan never tied by just two. Outside. Sean McCarty's going to be happy somewhere. More punches by He-Man. Poseidon blocks that one. Headlock by Poseidon and He-Man there. Whips him back into the ring. And Angelo just moves out of the way. A shot to the head of He-Man and a boot to the face of He-Man by Poseidon. Now Angelo has a sledgehammer. He's just nailing Poseidon in the midsection and the shot to the back. Multiple times there by Angelo with the sledgehammer. Poseidon. And the crowd's already chanting. And now He-Man's just beating up both these guys. And Angelo with a neck breaker to He-Man on the outside. And now Angelo going for another weapon. He-Man getting whipped in the ring post by Poseidon. And now getting tossed back in the ring is He-Man. Well, Angelo has a baseball bat. And nailing He-Man in the back a pair 3 times by is Angelo. And Angelo just wipes out both of them with the baseball bat. Now Angelo going back to the outside. And is tearing apart my announce table. While He-Man tried to go for a choke slam or something here, but Poseidon reversed into a DDT. Angelo picked up and then tossed the steel steps down. Like, really, what was the point of that, Angelo? Now Poseidon looked like he was setting up for the tidal wave, but Angelo whips him to the outside. And just tosses him back in the ring for a reason, I guess. And now Angelo setting for Winter's Guile. And He-Man missing that strike there, but Angelo had Poseidon Winter's Guile for a minute, but let him go out of it for some reason. And now Poseidon just slamming He-Man's arm against his knee. Now Poseidon picking up He-Man. And now Poseidon with a backbreaker. Shout out to Roderick Strong, by the way. The He-Man overcovers Poseidon. 1, and Angelo breaks it up. Suplex by Angelo to Poseidon there. And now Angelo going for a backbreaker of his own. Shout out to Roderick Strong. Now Angelo has a baseball bat again. While He-Man just punching the shit out of Poseidon. Now Angelo tried to get a strike in with a baseball bat and he just tosses it down because he's like, yep, I'm just done with this. And now He-Man's going for a steel chair and Poseidon interrupted that. Clothesline by He-Man taking down Poseidon there. Everybody is fighting on the outside by the entranceway. A neck breaker to He-Man there by Angelo. Poseidon just getting his kicks in on Angelo there. Now Angelo lifting He-Man up into a press slam and just drops him face first onto his chest. And now Poseidon going for another steel chair underneath the ring. Backbreaker to He-Man again by Angelo. And Poseidon just trying to go after Angelo with a steel chair, and that time he finally took out Angelo with a steel chair, just cracking him in the back repeatedly with a steel chair. And now whipping Angelo back in the ring is Poseidon. And now Poseidon setting up for the tidal wave. And he nails it. Trevor Nichols' favorite move. Shout out to the Magnation, by the way. Grover covers Poseidon. He-Man breaks up, and now He-Man just focuses on the ref. And Poseidon with the belly-to-back suplex to Angelo. And Poseidon has a baseball bat, and now he's hitting Angelo with it. And Angelo just missing the shoulder tackle. Great job, dipshit. Now He-Man with a headlock, and Poseidon reverses and whips him in the ropes. Back body drop to He-Man. Now Poseidon going to the outside, grabbing another weapon. It's a table, apparently. Well, it's a perfectly usable full chair right there, but whatever. Now Angelo's going for a cover on He-Man. 1, 2, and He-Man kicks out. And now Angelo has He-Man and Winter's Guile, but Poseidon breaks it up. Now Angelo with a headlock on He-Man. Poseidon and Angelo double teaming He-Man with the backbreaker to He-Man there by both of them. And now Poseidon going for a cover. 1, and Angelo breaks it up. Now He-Man with an armbar on Poseidon. Now Angelo joining in on this. And Angelo and He-Man with a suplex to Poseidon. And Angelo going to the outside. Well, Poseidon is pissed and just nailing a pair of punches to He-Man. And kicked the midsection of Poseidon by He-Man there. Headlock by Poseidon. Now clothesline pair of times by Poseidon there. Tilt whip slam there by Poseidon and He-Man. And now Poseidon yanking the chair from Angelo and just throws that shit down. And now Angelo with a suplex onto the chair to Poseidon. And He-Man with a clothesline. And another one knocking down Angelo. And now Angelo getting whipped in the corner by He-Man. Running splash by He-Man. Cross body by He-Man and Angelo there. Now Angelo and Poseidon double teaming He-Man again. You suplex the He-Man there by Poseidon and Angelo. And Angelo picking up He-Man. Spine buster by Angelo to He-Man. Going for cover is Angelo, and Poseidon picks it up. Now Poseidon going for another tidal wave, which he nails to Angelo this time. And now He-Man trying to steal the pin. 1, and Poseidon breaks it up. Now Angelo going for Winter's Guile on He-Man, which Poseidon breaks up. And He-Man blocking the punch from Angelo. And now He-Man going for freaking his version of the Gringo Killer, whatever the heck he wants to call it, whatever he calls it, Castle Grayskull, whatever. Double covers He-Man and Poseidon breaks that up. And He-Man with a headlock on Angelo into a suplex. Poseidon just watching this the whole time, by the way. And now Poseidon trying to go for his own version of the Winter's Guile on He-Man, and He-Man taps out to the Winter's Guile by Poseidon. Freaking Poseidon just yanking the freaking win there in this opening match with Angelo Winter's own finisher, which is just another spit in the face of Angelo. And also another slap to the face of Angelo there by Poseidon. Why Poseidon decided to choose Angelo making the takeout doing his debut, I'll never understand. Poseidon scoring the win in this triple threat match and going into the hardcore title fatal 4 match with momentum. And when Angelo comes to, he's probably going to be pissed when he finds out that he lost because Poseidon loses his own finisher. But the next match is Zack Ryder taking on Neo in a one-on-one contest. Freaking former internet champion taking on the guy that's challenging for the internet title at the time. That's going to be interesting, that's for sure. And congrats on the win, Poseidon. This next match is Zack Ryder, who is the current number 1 contender for the Internet Championship that the Nova Star currently holds. He's taking on the former champion Neo. We haven't seen Neo in a while. And I guess from what I've been told, Ryder requested this match because he wanted to have a warm-up before he faces the champion. And he wanted to prove to everybody he can more than likely win. Because he thinks if he can defeat a former champion that proves that he's got a pretty good chance of winning. I don't know. Either way. If Zack Ryder does end up winning the championship, it would be the first time he's held a title since he won the hardcore title and held that for 40 days. And I still cannot believe he managed to pull that off. That was like forever ago. It'll be Zack Ryder's first major title since the last time he won a title in the wrestling company, which was outside. It wasn't freaking some indie company or something. But back since he won the the tag team titles with Ronald McDonald and TAW. Shout out to Josh, by the way. Well, while I'm rambling, Neo's in the ring right now. He's probably like, freaking, this is going to be interesting having to fight this job guy again. So I believe they faced off board. And let's get this one-on-one match underway between these two. Colin Hill will tap from the two to start off. Sean's going to be happy somewhere. Neo with a headlock. Trips him up. Go behind by Neo and Ryder. Into the Russian leg sweep. Not a great start so far for Zack Ryder. Now another Colin tap between Neo and Zack Ryder. A headlock by Neo and a jumping headbutt by Neo to Ryder. And Ryder whipping Neo into the outside. Drop kick by Zack Ryder to Neo, knocking him off the apron. Bulldog by Neo to Zack Ryder. And the Zack Ryder block a punch from Neo into a go behind again. And Neo reverses it into a pair of elbows to the face. Monkey flip by Neo Ryder. Now Neo whipping Ryder into the steel steps. That's a kind of 5. And Neo's back, and so is Zack Ryder. Go behind by Neo and Ryder. And a drop kick to the back. Another monkey flip there by Neo. And a knee drop to Zack Ryder by Neo. And Ryder blocking that punch, and Ryder nailing a drop kick of his own to Neo. Go behind by Ryder on Neo. Whips him in the corner. And Neo just kicks him away, and Ryder blocks the kick there, and nails a dragon screw to Neo. And then Ryder with a pair of punches to Neo. And Neo with a drop kick again. Now Neo with more punches to Ryder. Another drop kick there by Neo. And now Neo with a Russian leg sweep to Zack Ryder, knocking him down again. Oh god, now Neo's going back to the outside. And Neo, don't even think about it, Neo. I literally just had this thing rebuilt since the last match. Well, it wasn't even destroyed, just the top part was taken off. And Neo just getting slammed face first against my announce table by Zack Ryder. And Zack Ryder would kick the section of Neo and just stood there. And Neo whipping Zack Ryder back in the ring. And then Neo's back on the outside. Now Neo's tearing apart my announce table again. Because, of course, everybody loves it, tearing apart my announce table. And now Neo setting Zack Ryder against my announce table. Now setting him on my table. Oh god. And now Neo with a big SOS shot at the Kofi Kingston to Zack Ryder through my announce table. Now that's up to a count of 6. Are we actually going to have a first ever count out loss in the main roster? No, Neo's doing some weird, like, freaking voodoo shit. No, Ryder's back in the ring. Now Neo flips over Ryder. Go cover Zack Ryder. Neo. 2, and Zack Ryder kicks out, sorry. And Zack Ryder blocks that punch into a headlock. Chin breaker the Neo there by Zack Ryder. Now Ryder with a sitting leg drop there with the leg of Neo. Drop kick again by Ryder. And Ryder with an armbar on Neo again. And Ryder whipping Neo into the corner. And Ryder missing the form, whatever that was. And now Ryder with a chop and a punch and another punch to Neo there. And now Ryder with a suplex to Neo. Go behind my Ryder on Neo. Now Neo reverse Ryder trying to go into a belly to back suplex. Oh god. And now Neo springboard! Frog splash, which he nailed. And a kick to the lower back of Ryder by Neo. Now Neo with a headlock on Ryder, flips him over. Going for submission is Neo on Ryder. Ryder manages to get out of it with a headbutt. Calling double tie between the two again. Go behind by Neo and Ryder. Now Neo, just, I don't know what the heck that was about, but another calling double tie between the two. Neo with a headlock on Ryder. That sets him against the ropes. Now Neo whipping Ryder in the ropes. Jumps over him. And jumps over him again. Uppercut by Neo there to Zack Ryder. Going for a cover is Neo. 1, 2, and Neo gets the win over Zack Ryder. Not exactly what Ryder wanted to happen before he goes into a title match, that's for sure. Neo with a win in his first match back in since probably the Tournament of Glory. And Zack, once again, you freaking. I wonder why everybody calls you a job guy. Freaking. Hopefully this doesn't affect his freaking. Hopefully it doesn't affect his enthusiasm when it comes to going into that title match with Zack Ryder, in Zack Ryder's case, sorry. And his confidence, that's what I was thinking of. I had a hard time trying to think of the word. But either way. Next match is supposed to be Lilith and Maya taking on AJ and Pinky. And that'll be interesting. See? And this next matchup is first of 2 women's matches on the show, where the current women's tag team champions Pinky and AJ of the Rainbooms take on Maya and Lilith of the Sirens from Borderlands in a non-title match, where Pinky and AJ wanted to warm up before their match with the Teen Titans of Starfire and Raven at the Super Show later on this month. Hence the reason why they wanted this match. And good freaking. I just wonder how Pinky and AJ feel about Raven and Starfire calling them out. And Lord knows Raven and Starfire are probably pissed off from Pinky and AJ assaulting them in the backstage area. They definitely sent a freaking response to them with that attack. It's unnecessary, but message sent, I guess. Since we haven't heard from Raven and Starfire since the attack. It's just freaking crazy how important the tag titles are to these the two teams. And here comes the Sirens in the case of Maya and Lilith, who really haven't done anything since they formed their team. But if they score a win over the tag team champions, that would be huge for them, because it's kind of like how Raven and Starfire got their opportunities, because Raven pinned Pinkie Pie. That's, and ever since then, 2 teams that had a feud going on between each of them. And if Maya and Lilith somehow manage to get a win over Pinkie Pie and AJ, then they might be in the next line of Pinkie and AJ beat the Teen Titans. And let's get this women's tag team match underway. And Pinkie immediately with a heel kick, knocking down Lilith there. Now Pinkie picking up Lilith, whips her in the corner. Tags in AJ. Now Pinkie and AJ whipping Lilith into the ropes. Arm dragged at Lilith there, and a kick to the front and back of Lilith. AJ just a punch to the face of Lilith there, and knocked Lilith with an armbar on AJ. And Lilith flips over, elbow to the top ahead of AJ there. Drop kick by Lilith there to AJ. Shot to the chest, and another punch to AJ by Lilith. And Lilith with a suplex to AJ. AJ's back on, kicked in midsection Lilith, and a punch knocking her down there by AJ. And Lilith just kicks her off. And AJ, I don't know what the heck that was about, but Lilith just runs over and tags in Maya, and AJ just stands there watching. And now Lilith with kicks and punches to Maya there. Now whipping Maya in the corner is AJ. And Maya just kicks her off, and AJ blocks that kick. Close on the Maya there by AJ. Now, Con between the two. Sean McCarthy's going to be happy somewhere. Shout out to CIW. Into a headlock by Maya. And Maya with a suplex of AJ and a knee drop. And then Maya picking up AJ. And then Maya with a backbreaker to AJ there. And then Maya setting it for something because she's just going crazy and just slams AJ's arm against the ring. Oh god, now Maya, what are you doing? And AJ tags the Pinkie Pie, and Maya, why are you tearing apart my announce table? And Pinkie just getting shit canned to the outside by Lilith for some reason. And Maya sending Pinkie back in the ring, sort of. And a shot to the back of Pinkie, and a clothesline by Maya to knocking on Pinkie there. And then Maya just with another punch to Pinkie there. And Maya setting Pinkie against my announce table. And now sets her on the table. Oh god. And now Maya's on my announce table with Pinkie Pie. And now Pinkie with a DDT to Maya through my announce table. I think Maya was trying to go for something, but Pinkie reversed it. And now Maya's back up. And Lilith trying to keep Pinkie from running back in the ring, but now both Pinkie and Maya are in the ring. Face lock cutter by Maya to Pinkie there. 1, 2, and Maya gets the pin on Pinkie with the face lock cutter out of nowhere. That is probably the biggest upset win I've ever seen it ever. Like, Sirens just literally get freaking just probably earn themselves a tag title shot if Pinkie and AJ get the win, because that's twice now Pinkie's been pinned by somebody. Just freaking, first it was Raven and now it's Maya. Freaking just crazy. And Maya just out of nowhere with a face lock cutter, and AJ didn't break up the pin in time, and the Simons getting the biggest win of their careers probably as a tag team. And you know, Raven and Starfire are probably laughing their asses off about this, and this is not good freaking for AJ and Pinkie going into the tag title match for the women's tag titles at the Super Show. The next match is Zarina taking on Poison Ivy, and what I would assume would be Zarina's warm-up match for her women's internet title match with Black Canary. She's also having in the future, if not at the Super Show. It's freaking crazy, man. That's all I have to say. And this next match is the one-on-one match between Zarina King and Poison Ivy. And Zarina King wanted a warm-up match before her women's internet title match with Black Canary at the Super Show that's coming up later on this month. And honestly, kind of rooting for Zarina in this one, but hopefully she doesn't end up taking a loss like Zack Ryder and freaking Rainbooms did. It's like nothing like having like no momentum going into a title match and having a loss on your record before you have probably one of the biggest matches in your career. So far, not very many people have been having the best of luck when it comes to trying to get momentum going into their matches at the Super Show later in the month. Hopefully Zarina can change that, because I know for a fact that Zarina really wants to become a champion again, and she really wants that women's internet title, or television title, one or two, whatever it's called. And here comes her opponent, Poison Ivy, one of the members of the Birds of Prey, along with Harley Quinn, her usual tag opponent, who isn't coming out here with her, and also Black Canary. Not surprisingly, I wouldn't be surprised that Black Canary probably told Poison Ivy when she accepted this match that to soften Zarina up for her. And you know, Poison Ivy probably loved the idea to soften up Zarina for her best friend, a fellow Birds of Prey member. So this match is going to be interesting, that's for sure. And this is a first-time match, I believe. I don't think these two have ever faced each other in the past. It'll be interesting. That's for definitely for sure. And let's get this one-on-one match, one-on-one women's match underway. And Zarina immediately headlock on Poison Ivy, and Poison Ivy slips out of it. Now Poison Ivy picking up Zarina, and now Poison Ivy whipping Zarina in the ropes. Atomic drop by Poison Ivy to Zarina there, and now whips her in the opposite side of the ring. And another atomic drop to Zarina by Poison Ivy, and a pair of chops. And Zarina blocks the third one. Heel kick by Zarina there. Also, during the entrances of these two, my announce table got repaired. You just won't see it yet. Thankfully, at least the rednecks were still around in the building. They fixed the announce table every time it gets destroyed. When they're not wrestling, they're helping keep repairing my shit. Thanks a lot, guys. And Zarina with a good behind on Poison Ivy into a headlock. And Zarina with a neck breaker to Poison Ivy. A knee drop there by Zarina there. Now picking up Poison Ivy with Zarina into a headlock. And now another neck breaker by Zarina there, Poison Ivy. Now Zarina with kicks and Poison Ivy dodged that one into a neck breaker of her own. Now Poison Ivy does a punch and a pair of chops, another punch at Zarina, and a forearm to the face, knocking her down. Now Poison Ivy with an elbow drop to the chest of Zarina. And now Poison Ivy picking Zarina up after the kick to Zarina into an armbar, and Zarina reverses it into a headlock. And Zarina whipping Poison Ivy, Poison Ivy races it into a neck breaker again. And Poison Ivy with an elbow drop to the chest of Zarina. You know, Black Canary is probably loving this because the more damage Poison Ivy can do to Zarina, the more softened up she is for the match that her and Black Canary are going to have. And now Zarina's back on the offensive. Poison Ivy was, I guess, in a daze there. Now just chopping Zarina there, knocking her down. Going for cover is Poison Ivy, sorry. And only one count there. Go behind by Poison Ivy and Zarina. Poison Ivy whipping Zarina in the corner with the punch there. Clothesline knocks her down. Now another elbow drop to the chest of it. Zarina, or midsection. And now Zarina with a kip up. And now Zarina with a kick in the midsection of Poison Ivy. Whoops her in the ropes. Heel kick or drop kick, one or two. And another one to Poison Ivy. Now Zarina catches her into a neck breaker. Now Zarina picking up Poison Ivy. And now Zarina with the final notice of flatliner, just like her brother. Going for a cover, Zarina. Only one count. Now Zarina's with a punch, Poison Ivy there. And now setting up for the King's Clash. And she nails it to Poison Ivy. Going for a cover, Zarina. 1, 2, and Poison Ivy kicks out. Go behind by Zarina and Poison Ivy. Into a suplex. Now Zarina rolling Poison Ivy over. Going for a camel clutch now. Make her humble. Make her tap. Ask her. I had to get that in. It's been a minute. Poison Ivy just crawling away to the ropes and manages to get the rope break. He manages to break out of the submission attempt there too. And now Poison Ivy setting up for the Venus flytrap, or whatever the heck it's called. And then going for full Nelson into a sit-out submission. That's what she calls this, the Venus flytrap, or whatever the heck it's called. And Zarina manages to get out of the submission attempt from Poison Ivy. So then I'm just walking at her with a sass in her step, with her hand on her hip and everything. And I was Poison Ivy with a kick and a shot to the arm of Zarina there. Into a headlock. And now Poison Ivy with a body slam to Zarina there. And Zarina was just a punch to the midsection with Poison Ivy. Into a headlock again. Chin breaker to Poison Ivy there by Zarina. And now Poison Ivy with a kip up there. Misses the forearm to Poison Ivy because Zarina moved out of the way there. Thinking some also interesting shit there. Now armbar by Zarina. And Poison Ivy with an enziguri to Zarina. Now Poison Ivy with another forearm to the face of Zarina there. And another atomic drop. And a body slam by Poison Ivy to Zarina. And now Poison Ivy trying to go for a sharpshooter. Zarina does not want to tap out here because she does not want to lose by submission before her big match with Black Canary. And Zarina is crawling away to the ropes and she manages to get the rope break. And now Zarina blocking what I would assume would be Poison Ivy's attempted her finishing move, and Poison Ivy reversing when Zarina trying to go over there with an arm drag. And Poison Ivy setting up for the Venus flytrap again. And now she has it, sits down, has it locked in again. She has a freaking crank. She's just cranking on Zarina's arms here. And Zarina manages to hold down and get out of it again. The fact that Zarina's managed to escape that move twice now and hasn't submitted yet amazes me. What in the fuck? Freaking roll up! Only a one count there. That was insane. And Zarina just punching freaking Poison Ivy out of the air with you try to give her a drop kick. And headlock by Serena there. And now whips her on the ropes. They just ran right at each other. And Serena with a DDT to Poison Ivy. And now Serena picking up Poison Ivy there. And now Serena with another final notice flatliner to Poison Ivy. Going for a cover. 1, 2, and Serena gets the win with the flatliner. Just like her brother. Serena is showing her tenacity in this match, managing to survive being put in multiple submission moves, and managing to not get pinned off of that roll-up that Poison Ivy tried to use there from which she thought she had it up for a powerbomb, and Poison Ivy reversed it into a freaking Hurricane and then a roll-up there. And Serena just nailed her with a flatliner a second time. And Serena actually is going into the match with Black Canary with momentum. And you know Black Canary is probably pissed about this. She was not hoping that Serena was going to win. Because now Serena has momentum on her side going into that match. But the next match is Damian and Xavier's King teaming up to take on AJ Styles and Austin Aries. And I'm being told from my headset here that something's going on in the backstage area. Like there's apparently a brawl going on backstage. Could somebody get a camera on that, please? I would really appreciate that. That's what freaking something's seriously going on back there. What the hell is going on? We were supposed to be going on to the next match in the show. It was supposed to be Xavier's and Damian King taking on Aries and AJ Styles of the Reckoning. And meanwhile, we have this brawl between the two teams that are going to be competing for the women's tag titles at the Super Show. And Pinky just getting hurled across the hallway, same as AJ by Starfire. And Hurricane Rana by Starfire there to Pinky. And AJ with a DDT to Starfire. You know Pinky and AJ are pissed off about losing to Maya and Lilith a little while ago. And I think Starfire and Raven must have walked past and rubbed it in. From what I've been told, that's pretty much what essentially happened. AJ and Pinky were literally just minding their own, wandering through the hallways of the arena. And Starfire and Raven apparently must have mocked them, apparently, from what I was told. And that's why this brawl is happening. We need to get security back here to break up these two teams before they injure each other and ruin the tag title match that's happening at the Super Show. We have to move on with the show. It's much so like I see the outcome of this brawl. Just freaking, where the hell is our security? Like, freaking seriously, people. And Pinky just slamming Raven's head against the wall there. And another knee in the midsection of Starfire. It's like we have to move on with this show. It's like, where the hell is our? We need to seriously get some security back here. Like, seriously, suplex a Pinky there by the Raven, by the way. And this is the tag team match between Damian and Xavier's King and AJ Styles and Austin Aries. And the first one to come out is freaking Xavier's, who's currently still the LWW Rumble champion. And he has a future match with Jack 6, who is the current world champion of this roster. Wouldn't that be crazy? Speaking of Jack 6 beats Xavier's King and ends up holding 2 belts. That'd be insane. And obviously when Jack 6 and Xavier's have that match, first ever Rumble pay-per-view, which is called Supernova. Obviously the main roster world title isn't going to be on the line. Only the Rumble World Championship. Love Xavier's does retain the title and beat Jack 6. That would probably put him in line for a world title shot on the main roster. It would be cool. This is the first time Damian and Xavier's has ever teamed up together. It would be interesting to see if Xavier's and Damian can work together as a team against AJ Styles and Austin Aries. It was also the first time they're teaming up together ever. It ties back into the ongoing thing between the family and the Reckoning. And here comes Damian King. Much like his father, is also a champion right now, and it's the longest reigning United States champion we've ever had. And Damian is like to do the same thing that his father does. And also fourth wall breakers, and help that 2K14 doesn't have that very many different animations, you know. Like I said, this is going to be interesting to see how Damian and his father Xavier's work together as a tag team against two of the jackasses they're going to be facing in a 6-man tag match, where Damian's US title will be on the line. Because if AJ's trio can win, then AJ will become the new U.S. champion. But if the Kings win, then they get, and Xander and Xavier can get their hands on Jacob Cassidy. Like I said, it'll definitely be interesting to see what happens in that match. And I'm interested in seeing what happens in this tag team match. Especially since this is a first-time tag team match for on both sides, since neither pairings have ever teamed up before it. And here comes a former King of Wolves champion, and former Internet champion as well, AJ motherfucking Styles. This guy's been the right-hand man of Jacob Cassidy ever since the Reckoning was formed. Ever since he came back as a heel for whatever reason. And now AJ's hoping to win a six-man tag match at upcoming Super Show. And if his group wins, then like I said, he'll be the new U.S. champion. And end Damien's long freaking reign with a belt. Which I'm amazed it's gone on as long as it has. I'm thinking, what? It would suck freaking if the Reckoning managed to get another title. And here comes arrogant Austin Aries, one of the biggest freaking douchebag assholes in this company. He's been trying to win the junior heavyweight title for a long ass time, and he's failed every single time. Now he's hoping to help AJ Styles win the U.S. title. I don't know how that would benefit Austin Aries, but he's a part of the Reckonings. I guess he's just doing it because he's part of the group, and it's, expected. It would help one of the guys that's in charge of the group, but I don't know. Aries is still a freaking douche. I'm thinking he's been, like I said, he's been chasing the junior heavyweight title for quite some time now, and has been unsuccessful for every single time. Now he's tagging AJ Styles and win this match, and then the six-man tag sometime next week. And let's get this tag team match underway. Now immediately we're starting off with the two guys that face each other at New Beginnings, and AJ missing that shoulder tackle there. Xavier with a headlock on AJ, he slips out of it. Elbow drop to Xavier, which I think he missed. And Xavier with an elbow to the face of AJ there. Now just slaps and kicks AJ there. AJ getting whooped in the corner by Xavier. Knees to the back of AJ there. And a kick to the back of AJ by Xavier's team. And now Xavier's with an armbar on AJ. And Xavier's whipping AJ in the corner. And tags in his son. And now Damien went axe handle to the arm of AJ there. Drop kick by Damien. And Damien with a forearm and pair of kicks and a hurricane run into AJ there. Damien's the more agile member of the family, since he's the youngest, for obvious reasons. And AJ picking up Damien there into an armbar. Knee to the midsection of AJ by Damien. Kick to the midsection as well. Into another headlock and an armbar by AJ. And it's repeated kicks to the head of Damien by AJ. And AJ tags in Austin Aries. Aries with a go behind on Damien. And Aries whipping Damien into a body slam there. And now Damien getting picked up by Austin Aries. Getting whooped in the corner is Damien. He tags in AJ Styles as Austin Aries. Off the ropes, drop toe hold, and magnesium elbow, take a shot. Now AJ going after Xavier's and just punches him in the face. And Damien just runs right into him. I don't know what the hell that was, but there was some miscommunication there going on. Now Damien with what? This weird leg snap to AJ there. Springboard by Damien to the back of AJ there. Now Damien with another forearm kicks and tries to go for a hurricane run, but AJ blocks it. Misses the front foot kick there. Knees to the face of AJ there by Damien. Damien with a kick to the back of AJ. And now AJ's back up into a headlock on Damien. Enziguri by Damien. By AJ to Damien there. Ugh. Words. English is hard. Only one count. AJ whipping Damien in the corner. Tags in Austin Aries again, does AJ. And off the ropes, drop toe hold, and magnesium elbow. Take a shot. Drink responsibly, people. Aries is doing whatever the heck they're Aries. And Damien just took out AJ off the apron. And now Aries is on the outside. Sorry. Aries is probably still pissed off at Xavier for when he beat him a few weeks ago. Drop kick in the corner to Aries by Damien. And Damien with a double foot stomp to Aries in the corner. Another knees to the face of Aries there by Damien King. Now Damien getting whooped in the corner by... Aries is getting whooped in the corner by Aries. Freaking words. Now Aries getting whooped in the ropes. Arm drag and a kick to the front and back of Aries there by the Kings. Xavier is getting distracted by AJ. Aries is freaking just not serving his partner if I'm getting a suplex into the ring. Oh god. Springboard elbow drop to AJ by Xavier, who just gets clotheslined by Aries. AJ freaking did, I don't know. And Aries with a brain buster to Xavier's King there. I think Xavier's got busted open from that brain buster. Going for a cover is Aries. Not even a 1 count. And Xavier's blocks a punch from Aries into the King's Judgment Driver to Aries there by Xavier's King. Now Xavier's going for cover and Aries. Only a 1 count. What the fuck? Now Xavier's going to go behind on Aries. Yeah, I think Xavier's is definitely busted open into the ropes. And Xavier's with the neck breaker to Austin Aries. And Damien is hyped up in the corner right now. Neck breaker to Xavier's by Aries there. And Aries off the ropes. Running boot to the face of Xavier's there. And AJ takes out Damien. Kicked the midsection of Aries there. Whips him in the ropes. Drop kick there by Xavier's to Aries. And another one. And catches him with the neck breaker again. Now Xavier's picking up Aries. Going for another King's Clash. Or going for the King's Clash for the first time in this match. And he nails it. And now Xavier's rolling Aries over, going for cover. Only 1 count. What the fuck is Austin Aries on today? A heel kick into a drop kick there by Xavier to Aries. Now Aries into an armbar on Xavier's. Arm drag. And an elbow drop to the chest of Xavier's there by Aries. And Aries tried to go for something else, but Xavier's pushed him off. And Xavier's with a float over DDT or whatever the heck that was. Now Xavier's tags in his son again. And now Aries with a headlock on Damien. Elbow to the face. Into another headlock after the armbar by Aries to Damien and just flips him over there. Elbow drop to the chest of Damien there by Aries, who just punches him off. Now Aries with another armbar on Damien, who reverses it into a shoulder tackle. Go cover is Damien. And AJ breaks it up. I'm pretty sure it was going to be a kick out anyways. And AJ whipping Damien in the corner. And Aries tags in AJ. Off the ropes, drop toe hold, and elbow to the back of Damien. Now another elbow to the back of Damien after the stomp to him. And Damien punches AJ off of him. And Damien tags in his father again. And now Xavier's going for another King's Judgment Driver, this time at AJ. Now Xavier's going for cover on AJ. 1, 2, and AJ kicks out. And Xavier's getting whipped in the corner by Aries that time. Now AJ with a DDT off the metal turnbuckle that Xavier's there. And just slams them against the ring. Most useless women wrestling. And now Aries wants a hot tag apparently. And Xavier's dodges the freaking punch from Ares, and Ares fucked up the hot tag. Why am I not supposed? And now Damien would go behind on Ares. Ares blocking the dropkick attempt and nails him with a clothesline. And now Damien's pissed. Kicked the protection of Ares there. Whips him in the corner. And Damien getting whipped in the corner. Backflip! All drops by Damien. Misses a clothesline to Ares. Running clothesline by Damien there. Ares. And now Damien going for the Anaconda Vice on Ares. And AJ picks it up. And Damien tags in Xavier's. And now Xavier's going for a second King's Judgment driver to Ares, and this time busting him open. And Damien takes out AJ. 1, 2, and the Kings get the win over the Reckoning. This tag team match was just crazy. But it took 2 King's Judgment drivers to Ares. And Xavier gets a pin on him. And the Kings are going in the Super Show with momentum against the Reckoning. You know Jacob Cassidy's probably going to be pissed off about this. But Xavier's and Damien, supposedly a pretty good tag team. All things considered. For the first time that these two have ever teamed up together. It's usually Xavier's teams up with Xander, but he wanted to team up with his son this time, I guess. And they actually worked out pretty good together as a team. But the main event is Prince of Persia taking on Link. And whoever wins that match will get the number 1 contender for the junior heavyweight title that is currently held by Trunks. And will face Trunks at the Super Show. That should be done sometime next week. It's gonna definitely be interesting, that's for sure. And this is the main event of this episode of Underground before the Super Show sometime next week. But Prince of Persia takes on Link for a shot at the junior heavyweight title, even though Prince of Persia, since he was the former champion, already had a guaranteed rematch for it. Link, we can convince him to put that on the line against him in this match. The promo that they had between each other earlier in the week. So I'm interested to see if Prince of Persia can hold on to his title shot against Trunks for the junior heavyweight title, or if Link can win probably the biggest match in his career so far, since he started working here, and earn himself a title opportunity for the first time. It would be crazy to see Trunks and Link wrestle each other, since Trunks was the one that actually resurrected Link back in the Mag Nation after Boot killed him. And then Link came back and ended up teaming up with Captain Falcon, if I remember correctly, in the tag team titles in the Mag Nation. If I'm wrong, somebody leave it in the comments on this video. Or in the chat. Either way. Definitely it'll be interesting to see if Link can win himself a title opportunity against his best friend from the Mag Nation days. Definitely will be interesting. And let's get this main event junior heavyweight title number 10 match underway between these two. Prince of Persia with a headlock on Link. Into the arm drag on Link. It's just a kick to Link there by Prince of Persia. And a Prince of Persia with a Russian leg sweep to Link. Now Persia picking up Link there. And now Persia with an armbar on Link. And Prince of Persia whipping Link into a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. And now Prince of Persia with a headlock on Link again. Into a gut buster to Link there. And Link just tossing Prince of Persia off of him. I was about to say Persia's just been all over Link since the bell rang. And Persia reverses whatever Link tried to go there into a belly back suplex. Now Persia will go behind that Link and just slams him down. And spinning leg drop, which he missed there. Link moved out of the way. Link with a neck breaker to Prince of Persia. Drop kick to the back of Prince of Persia there by Link. And Link just whiffing the punch in. Persia with the armbar into a go behind on Link. And just slams him down. Another spinning leg drop there by Prince of Persia to Link. And an elbow to the back of the head of Link there by Prince of Persia. And Persia with a pair of punches and tried to go for the kick there, but Link blocked him. shot to the leg of Persia there, and he blocks that punch from Link. And Link blocks whatever Persia tried to go over there and kick to the midsection. Now armbar by Link and Prince of Persia into an armbar submission. Just freaking a million things happening all at once in rapid succession because these two are freaking fast as shit. And Link just slamming the back of Prince of Persia's head against his knee. And Persia whipping Link into the ropes. And Link with a neck breaker to Prince of Persia there. And Persia blocking a chop attempt there. Misses a kick. And Link with a shot to the back of Persia into a go behind. Reverse neck DDT. Prince of Persia and also to Link's knee there. And Persia just kicking Link away there. Misses the kick again. Bulldog by Link to Prince of Persia. And Persia pushing Link off. Kick the midsection of Link there into an armbar. And Link reverses it into a shoulder tackle. And actually nails the kick that time. Took him 3 attempts. Oh god, now Prince of Persia going to the outside. And now he's tearing apart my announce table. Really, Prince of Persia? You're lucky this isn't CIW because I would fine your ass. Fuck you, Maximilian Pegasus, by the way. Oh god, Prince of Persia going to the top turnbuckle. Oh god. And Persia with the elbow drop to Link to my announce table. Thank god a freaking broadcast isn't cut off if our announce table gets destroyed. Shout out to CIW, by the way. And Link's back up after getting elbow dropped through the announce table. Reps up to a count of 4. And now Prince Persia's on the outside. And Link just whiffed the punch there as Persia slid back in the ring. And now he's outside the ring again. And now Prince of Persia and Link are brawling on the outside of the ring. What is this camera angle? And Link getting tossed back in the ring. Elbow to the head of Link there by Persia. Now Persia's just wandering on the ring. And now he's back in the ring. Kick the midsection of Link there by Prince of Persia, who whips Persia to the outside. I don't know what that was about, but now Persia blocking a punch from Link after getting knocked in the ropes for a second. And a backbreaker to Link there by Prince of Persia. And Link blocking the kick there into a chop to the chest of Persia. And now Link dragging Prince of Persia away from the ropes. And now Link with a punch to the face of Persia in there into an armbar. Flips him over. And a kick to the lower back of Prince of Persia there by Link. And now Link setting up for the Skyward Sword. Now Link has him up. At least he's about to have him up. Now he has him up for the Skyward Sword. And Prince of Persia going for a cover. 1, 2, and Prince of Persia kicks out. Now Link whipping Prince of Persia into an elbow to the face. And Persia shoving Link off him. And Persia just a punch and a kick to the midsection of Link there. Whips him in the corner. Now turns him around in the corner. Kick to the midsection of Link. And now Prince of Persia with the sands of time to Link. Now Prince of Persia going for a cover on Link. 1, 2, and Link kicks out. And now Link getting whipped in the corner by, to the outside of the ring by Prince of Persia. Prince of Persia, he was running up there. Forearm to the face of Prince of Persia there by Link. Oh god, Link, springboard, which he missed. Good job, dipshit. And now Prince of Persia going on the outside. Now he's going for a springboard, which he actually nailed. Getting shooting star press there by Prince of Persia there. 1, 2, and Prince of Persia gets the win off the shooting star press out of nowhere. And now we know Prince of Persia will face off against Trunks for the Junior Heavyweight title once again. And this time it'll be Trunks defending it instead of Prince of Persia. And Persia's trying to become the first ever 2-time Junior Heavyweight champion. And this match was insanity. And Link fought his ass off in this match too. He got put through the freaking announce table. But Prince of Persia was determined to hold on to this title opportunity against Trunks for that title. And if you like this video, if you like, comment. I'll see you in the next one, and I'll see you hopefully sometime next week for the Super Show. And then hopefully sometime this week I'll have Hunting Grounds done at the same time. Probably. Because like I said, It'll probably be a Super Show. And then I'll probably work on Hunting Grounds next. There's a Super Show that leads right into the Hunting Grounds pay-per-view, which, like I said, hopefully it'll be done sometime this month. If not, September, early January. Either way, I'll see you guys later. Peace!